You might have to bleep that. Basically, I was a few months postpartum from my second kid. I really wanted someone to help me actually grow muscle, because that was something that I always struggled with before. And I had really specific goals. And so whenever I came across Will, it was basically a no-brainer, because he's very data-oriented, and so you could actually see and track all of your progress. I already enjoyed the gym, enjoyed the process of going and lifting weights. I always felt better afterwards. But what I struggled with is I didn't know how to get to my eventual goals. I didn't know how to keep progressing. There's always that initial anxiety of a new gym, of like, I haven't used this machine in a while, or this is a totally different machine, so I kind of feel nervous using that, feeling like you're being watched. But once you get in there, you realize everybody is there just to do the same thing you're doing. Everybody's just trying to improve themselves, and I think that's really helpful to keep in mind. Before meeting with Will, there's always that like, will we mesh, won't we? But Will was very easy to talk to and get along with, build rapport with pretty quickly. I remember the most awkward moment was taking our like first progress photos, because we had only met at the consult and it's before we work out, and I'm just like standing there like awkward. If I look at my pictures, I look like a little kid who's just like, what do I do now? But after that, I mean, everything just got so much easier so quickly. Will made me feel really comfortable. I love having a coach to motivate me. I feel like I can always push myself a little bit harder when I have someone there with me. I definitely love the environment of the gym here. I feel like everybody has a very specific goal they're working towards, and it's just motivating, because then I want to improve and I want to do better. Pretty straightforward, honestly. Before each set, there's some sort of warm-up acclimation set at a lighter weight, and then you do your active working sets. Because I have time constraints, because I gotta get back home to my baby, we'll superset everything, meaning we do 2 different exercises that work 2 different muscle groups, so that way I have ample rest time between each, also still be really time efficient. So all of my workouts are exactly 1 hour. Sometimes when we're really good, they're even a little bit shorter. Like, Will's just like fun to hang out with, honestly. It feels like I'm working out with one of my buddies. Beyond like just like the physical progress of like seeing muscle development, seeing weight loss, building confidence, the really big impacts honestly are like reduction in anxiety, especially if I know I'm gonna have a hard day ahead of me. It really helps to kind of ground me and center me. For every parent, there comes a day where one day you won't be able to pick up your child anymore. I want it to be my child's choice for like him being like, I'm a big kid now. I don't want you to pick me up, not because I'm not strong enough to do it. The other day, I picked up my son and carried him downstairs, and I was like, dude, he's 40 pounds and he feels barely heavier than my 20-pound baby. So that was kind of one of those like silent wins. It feels really good to be strong. It feels good to not have aches and pains from just not being physical. There's nothing worse than laying in bed and having lower back pain from just sleeping, and you realize it's because you're not supporting yourself. They just hurt for no reason. So it feels really good to hurt for a purpose. I would rather choose my hurt than have life choose it for me. The first DEXA scan I ever did, you're like laid bare and you can literally see, here's your bone, here's your muscle, here's your fat. You're like, holy okay, you might have to bleep that. You realize that it's impacting you more than you know. You get like a physical representation of you from a third-party lens, because you don't really ever get that. And then the second scan, I was like hounding Will to do it, because I was like, how long has it been? Can we do one? Like, I know I've made progress, but I really want to see what that progress is. But I love how detailed the scans are, and it's super motivating. Between my last scan like 3-4 months ago and the most recent one I did, you can literally see how much weight you've lost, how much fat, how much visceral fat I've lost, how much muscle I've gained, proportionately where I've gained it, if like one leg's stronger than the other. It even goes into percentiles of like where I fall among like women my age. It's really helpful because it, again, shows you just pure data, just data, where you're actually at. And then the other thing that's really helpful is Will always do like a report and like take notes, because now he's putting his input on how we can change our training program, or if we need to even change our training program. I'd never really weightlifted before, at least not consistently, not seriously. I just kind of went and like did stuff. I didn't really know why or what I was doing. And so if I would compare that training and like that mindset that I was in to where I'm at now, there I was kind of like a fresh baby fawn who had just been born and not really know what she's doing, what questions to ask, not very confident in what I was doing, even on my days where I was working out solo away from my trainer. Whereas now I feel like I can very consistently, work out by myself. I know why I'm doing what I'm doing. I know maybe if that day I'm struggling a little bit more, why I'm struggling, because maybe I didn't eat enough. that day before. Maybe there's like other stressors in my life going on, and so I don't let that drag me down. I want to go to the gym. I'm confident in what I'm doing, and honestly, a big part of that is because I have so much data in front of me thanks to Will. So he literally tracks everything in a spreadsheet, and it makes me want to keep doing it because I can see exactly what's happening from week to week. Dude, 2 words. Get good. No, I'm just kidding. I would tell them like you have to get out of your own way. If you say you don't have time, again, it's just prioritization. Everybody has the same amount of time in the day. I have 2 kids. I have to get back and take care of them. I can't just like interrupt my husband's workday all the time. So you can time box it. You can make it really efficient. Even if it's just 30 minutes a few times a week or 1 hour once a week, you just have to get started. And then certainly the whole like get in shape before you go, I think that's just anxiety talking, because you're nervous about how you're going to be perceived, or you're nervous about how you might perform, or you're nervous about not knowing what to do. There's really no better place to get started than at the gym. Everybody's here to work on something. Everybody's here because they want to improve.
Book your personal training consultation today.